my friends, I'm Frankie and welcome to Club Foodie. At the end of the summer, many gardeners end up with lots of tomatoes. Of course, there's a wide range of recipes that they can be used in, like pasta sauce, ketchup, tomato puree, shakshuka, bruschetta, and so on. There's a dish though that I really enjoy making to use them up. In today's episode, I'll show you how to make my creamy tomato, basil, and parmesan soup. This recipe is simply delightful. It has a ton of flavor, plus it's also a great way to use some of the fresh basil that you grew. This is a delicious soup that freezes very well. So my friends, let's get cooking. First, we'll have to blanch the tomatoes. I won't go into details on how, but to view the method, click on the top right corner of your screen. So we'll cut them in half and then half again, which will make the tomatoes break down easier. Alright, so in a Dutch oven, we'll add a fair amount of olive oil and set the heat on medium. When it gets hot, we'll add onions and sprinkle with a generous pinch of ground sea salt, which will help to sweat them. We'll saute the onions until translucent, about 2 minutes. To this, we'll add pressed garlic and just saute it for 1 minute. Next, we'll add our blanched tomatoes, and if there's any liquid left, add it as well. Now, the reason why I blanch them is to get a creamy texture, so by removing the skin, I can achieve that. Can you make this recipe without blanching? Absolutely! But there will be some pieces of skin in your soup. So, we'll give a quick stir before adding some granulated sugar and pour in the chicken broth. We'll combine the ingredients, increase the heat to high, bring the mixture to a boil, then return to medium heat. At this point, we'll add fresh chopped basil, grated Parmesan cheese, fresh chopped thyme, as well as fresh oregano, and then we'll season with more salt and, of course, freshly ground black pepper. We'll give a good stir and gently simmer for 20 minutes. If it bubbles too much, reduce the heat. Also, don't be afraid to revisit your soup during that time and start to break the tomato pieces with the tip of your spoon or wooden spatula. So when time is up, we'll add some balsamic vinegar and blend it into the mixture. Now, there are two ways of doing the next step. You can either use a blender to cream the mixture, working in batches, or use an immersion blender, which is easier and more convenient. So when the soup is mostly smooth, we'll pour in heavy cream and stir very well. Now, as I always say, we'll taste and adjust if necessary. Mine needed a little bit more ground sea salt and freshly ground black pepper. We'll blend again until the soup is perfectly smooth. And my friends, this is our creamy tomato, basil, and Parmesan soup. Smooth, creamy, and packed with a lot of flavor, this is a recipe you'll definitely want to keep in your folder. It's a great way to use up your fresh tomatoes as well as your fresh herbs. I hope you give it a try soon, and be sure to visit clubfoodie.com for ingredient amounts and more info. Until next time, my friends, bon appétit!